Listening to a baby cry is hard, and toddlers typically cry louder and longer than babies do. No wonder it can be so overwhelming when your toddler is unhappy. Sometimes you might think that your toddler's emotions are completely out of control. And actually, you'd be right. Just like she did when she was a baby, your toddler may cry for many reasons. For example, your toddler may cry when she is uncomfortable, overtired, frightened, or frustrated. Because toddlers, especially 2-year-olds, can seem much more like older children than babies, it's easy for some parents to think that toddlers are being manipulative because they often cry when they don't get their way. But in one way, your toddler is a lot more like a baby than an older child. Your toddler is still using cues, and maybe a few words, to tell you what she needs and wants. Just like when she was much younger, your toddler is still learning cues that work, including how to get what she wants after you say no. By now, you know that your toddler is much more likely to get upset when he's hungry, tired, or overwhelmed by too much going on. Because your toddler is just reacting to what's happening around her and not planning or thinking ahead, your own response can have a big effect on your toddler's behavior, both in the moment and later on. For example, your toddler may cry when she wants something that she can't have. If you won't let her hold a toy that she reaches for in the store, she won't think that you understand what she wants, so she'll use a bigger cue. She'll point, she'll stretch her body towards the toy and make more noise. If you still say no, she may try to grab you and get even louder. She's using all her cues to make sure that you know what she wants. She doesn't know that things cost money or the toy may not be safe for her. As hard as it is to deal with a screaming toddler, if you let her hold the toy when she has screamed for it, she will learn that screaming is the best way to get toys. So what are your options? She's still too young to understand why she can't have things. You can respond to the first cue, like the pointing, by shaking your head and getting out of the aisle, or offering a distracting toy that you already own and keep with you. Or you could start to play a distracting game that you know your toddler likes. Because you know your toddler best, you can plan ahead of time to avoid a lot of stress by being ready with distractions and thinking about when and where to go in the store. Of course, there are many other reasons why your toddler may cry. He might get frustrated when you can't get your attention. He might be afraid of something or someone, or one of his many scripts might have changed unexpectedly. If you see your toddler getting distressed, you can give him your attention for a moment, or talk to him about what you're doing, or you can give him a reassuring hug before his emotions get out of control. Stepping in early and consistently will help reduce, but won't stop, toddler crying. Remember, your child is making scripts all the time. You make the patterns and routines in his life. By reacting sooner rather than later and being consistent, you will teach him which cues work and which won't. Sometimes it may seem like your toddler gets overly upset about little things. That is true. Your toddler really can't control her emotions. Her brain is still developing, and the parts of her brain that control emotions are still many months away from working well. So a little sadness can suddenly seem overwhelming to her. A little frustration can grow until she wants to lash out. That doesn't mean that you have to prevent her from being sad or frustrated. You just have to understand what is happening so that you can be ready to step in to keep her safe or help her calm down. Occasionally, your toddler may cry and try to hit you or throw things. Around 18 months, many children have crying bouts that follow a pattern typically called tantrums. Shorter tantrums last only 1 to 3 minutes and usually include only crying and one other behavior like stamping or dropping to the floor. These tantrums usually pass quickly and you may not have to react at all unless there's some reason to do so, like you're out in public or in a place where your toddler could easily hurt himself. Longer and more challenging tantrums last more than 3 minutes and are more likely to include several behaviors like kicking and hitting and crying. Your child is going to need your help with longer tantrums. First, to make sure that your toddler doesn't hurt himself or anyone else, and second, to help him calm down. Keep in mind that when longer tantrums start, your toddler really can't control himself. You need to keep your toddler safe and wait it out. In a few minutes, he will literally run out of energy. He will feel very sad and tired and turn to you for support. While it can help to prevent some tantrums by making sure that your toddler doesn't get too tired or hungry when you're busy or going out, you can't prevent all tantrums. While it may seem like it takes forever, Your toddler should outgrow tantrums by the time he is 3 or 4 years old, right around the time he can use words to express his emotions.